Hi, my name is Paul Bonderson, and I'm the owner of Bird Haven Ranch up here in the Upper Butte Basin of California. We're about 25 miles south of Chico on Butte Creek, right in the middle of the Pacific Flyway. I got involved with the University of California at Davis with Professor John Eady. I'm actually a member of the Dean's Advisory Council for the School of Agriculture. That's how I met John Eady. Eady was noticing that again, the majority of his students came from an urban background. They had no idea at all about the hunting heritage or about hunting. And these people were soon to graduate. He said, you know, I really like to find a way to let these students understand where all the money comes from for conservation. Again, the majority of the money, probably 95% of the money, comes from hunters. And most hunters are conservationists. And here we have this next generation of students that are going to manage our refuges, or, you know, whether it's a waterfowl refuge or a national park or a national forest. And one of the major uses of those areas, again, they're for everyone, but one of the major uses is for hunting. And so we thought, you know, it's sad that we're going to be staffing our refuges and wildlife areas with people that will be managing hunters and have no experience hunting. So John said, boy, I'd sure like to have a camp. And I said, done.
One thing I never thought I would do was hunt in my entire life. Learning from conservation biologists who are also hunters gives you a much greater appreciation for the relationship between conservation and hunting.
The idea of the student hunter camp, the college hunter camp, was to give students that exposure, to give them that chance to explore those feelings, explore those passions, develop some understanding, and to be more conversant.
What's the greatest threat to wildlife population? What is it? Habitat loss. So loss of habitat is the #1 threat to wildlife populations. Okay, here's our shot shell. Powder, the shell case or a hull. The primer, shot that goes in there.
We take aspiring wildlife management students out, put them up overnight, run them through the hunter safety course, give them shooting instruction, and then ultimately take them out for a waterfowl hunt.
Fire, you just take the safety off and then basically you're hot. Nice shot. Yeah, I know.
You are able to interact with the people who are directly tied to conservation, with the people who are really trying to give you a great experience and, you know, pass on their own knowledge of, you know, weapon safety or their hunting experience or their conservation experience. I think that this kind of education is the best kind of education.
You hear that squeal? That's a wood duck. Upwards of 60% of the state's wetlands are privately owned, and without that wetland base, you know, these birds wouldn't be doing very well. So you know, a lot of folks struggle with the idea of hunters taking birds, but if you really look at how much they put back into it, you know, the cost benefit is pretty obvious. The state purchased a conservation easement on the property, and then we came in with the help of the landowner. They cost shared on the restoration. Each year the landowner spends tens of thousands of dollars, probably more than $100,000 on the whole property, managing water. He'll come through and really manicure the marsh, constantly disking it to set back the vegetation and keep it highly productive. So that hunting community is really key to sustaining waterfowl populations in California, and I hope that after this weekend you guys will really have a a strong understanding of the hunting community and how they tie into wetland conservation in California. It was good to connect the dots for these students, get their head out of the textbook, so to say, and really provide them with some real-world knowledge and hopefully move their education forward and give them a new appreciation for the role that hunters play in the conservation community.
Here you go. Safety's in the front.
I've had friends that said that they went through a hunting education program and they just blasted through it in a few hours. They never really got to hear about projects with wetland conservation and talk to, private owners like the Bondersons and hear about their passion. And I think that was one of the great things about this whole trip, about this whole experience. You got to listen to so many different people, from a game warden to somebody who is directly tied to wetland conservation to, just people who enjoy hunting. And I think that listening to other people's experiences and hearing their passion for it really opens your eyes to the hunting experience.
And then get your vehicle, and good luck. Have fun.
All right.
We're gonna get some ducks.
You guys are ready to go.
Jeff Smith was my guide, and he was absolutely amazing. You're out there in the blind, and you don't expect to be so closely tied to nature when you think you're going to be going out there and, killing a duck. Before shoot time, he was out there putting out decoys. I was helping him out. When shoot time starts, he starts calling the ducks in, he starts working them, and you can see the response and, the excitement that happens when you see how many ducks actually do come in.
Nice!
All right,
Right on! Congratulations! Nice shot!
Georgia. Wow.
Good job, how's it feel?
Okay.
Like to come out there and try to find it?
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yes.
All right. Oh my gosh. Well done. Oh, great.
Go on the right. Nice shot!
Georgia. Full sprig, huh?
Full sprig.
All right.
The bottom one. You hit it. Take him. Take him. Nice shot!
Oh my God.
Nice!
Oh.
Awesome. Nice shot.
Georgia, what are you doing?
Got a killer.
Whoa.
Awesome. Great shot.
Okay.
This is becoming a habit, Georgia.
Getting there. Nice shot.
Nice shot, Georgia. Very patient on that one. Well done.
Good job, Georgia. Beautiful ball. Feel better than that. Take it. Take it on the left. Take that one right there. All right, one on the right. No, you got it. That's a headshot.
Getting the hang of it, Jeff, wouldn't you say?
Just a little bit.
All sprigging mallards?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Nice deal. Gosh, good job.
Well, I saw that one coming yesterday.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Got some misses.
Yeah.
You did amazing. It was great. Hands down. It was perfect, I think.
Cool. coming back from the blinds, preparing the birds together, talking about our experiences together, and even afterwards coming back to campus and talking about it, there was so much excitement and so much appreciation for experiencing hunting from, you know, the conservation side of things.
What do we got?
2 pintails and 4 mallards.
Wow.
I think that all of us were able to get a much greater appreciation for life and respect for responsible hunters through this program. We're not going to go off and become self-sustaining hunters, but I know that a lot of us will continue to hunt.
Beautiful.
Turn that on.
Hold on. Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Good one.
For many of us, it was very emotional debating on whether or not you were actually going to be able to kill this animal. And I think that most of us were okay with it that next morning when hunt time arrived. I for one know it was difficult for me to kill that first duck. You know, I struggled with it. I was told, you know, get this one, go for this one. And so many times I'd stand up and go for it and not pull the trigger. But eventually I did. And, you know, I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I experienced the whole thing. And yes, it was emotional. First time hunting experience, you know, I'm sure for most people is very emotional. But at the end of the day, it was very gratifying knowing that, you know, I put my own meal on my plate. We had venison pizza and duck wontons, you know. I never thought that something could taste so good.
Our jobs are to challenge, to move people into uncomfortable spaces where they haven't been before, because that's where growth occurs, that's where learning occurs. And this camp does it in such a positive way. There's excitement, there's anxiety, there's nervousness, there's sadness of some students. They're confronting a whole gamut of feelings and experiences that they've never experienced before. It's about the tradition and the history of waterfowling and wildlife biology and wildlife management and waterfowl hunting and decoy making and duck calling and the skills and the challenges and the hours and the passion. And that's something that doesn't come from a book. It's something that doesn't come inside a classroom. Mother Nature is the only classroom the only lecture room that you can teach that in.
I've had the great privilege to develop wetland habitat on Birdhaven Ranch, and in doing so, it was really eye-opening to see, you know, how generous Paul and his family are and what they're willing to put back into the resource, both on his ranch and outside of it. They've been huge supporters of California waterfowl, and without their support, our programs really wouldn't be what they are today. Beyond the college camp, they host a suite of other educational activities out on Birdhaven Ranch, and it's really amazing to see the outpouring of labor-intensive work that his entire family puts into these projects, which really shows how much they care about the resource. And without people like Paul Bonderson, Sandy Bonderson, and their family, California waterfowl wouldn't be what it is today, and we wouldn't have the waterfowl resources that we currently do in California. And it really just means a tremendous amount to me personally, and I know it means a lot to California waterfowl that the Bonderson family is so generous, and we really appreciate everything that they've done for us and for the waterfowl community as a whole. And we look forward to working with them and others to grow our educational programs and continue to protect habitat and our hunting heritage here in California.
Thank you to Jeff Smith, my guide, for the incredible mentoring and the emotional support, being there in the blind with me, calling all the ducks in. Thank you to the Bondersons, thank you to California Waterfowl Association, and thank you to John Eady for making all of this come together and allowing us to have this wonderful experience with hunting and be educated about the whole hunting process.